So this is starting to look okay. Sufficiently confusing. That's what we need, a bit of confusing.
Yeah, I think I can see what you're doing. The bits you're... Yeah.
The good thing about this brush is, because it's got different colours on it, you get a whole variety of colours very easily. You know, especially if you want like something darker. That's not very good. That was an accident. Well, there doesn't seem to be that much, but quite often, you know, you can get a darker, more subdued colour by just swivelling the brush around.
Yeah. Yeah, so you're not ordinarily one for straight out the tube colours.
Well, no, I can be, but then they're not out of the tube by the time they get on the painting. And, if they're with a brush like this, see, it's like these are definite shapes. Well, that shape's still kind of there, but it's very disguised, so I much prefer it. This is too strong, I think. There's a single colour.
The eyebrow above it's strong. Is that a problem for you? Or?
Yes, it is. You know, sometimes you can... So basically, I'm sort of trying to get a bit of a mess, but an enjoyable one where you can kind of feel the energy of the painting. I've got to get a different colour. And it's necessary to vary the colours an awful lot. Right, I don't know what the hell's going on with this one.
Oh, right, yeah.
Oh, that's it comes out a bit easier. And I don't know what I'm doing with this colour now. So you've got to look, where does this... So if I put this down here, it would just stand out far too much for what I want. As it goes on, it gets harder.
I suppose you've got less left to do.
Yeah, but also what's here already will tell you there's a lot of things you can't do. You know, you can't put this red here because there's already a bright reddish colour. So if that's too bright, which it might be, I don't know, you can just turn it down a little bit.
That's why I like cheap paints ordinarily, because they're not too blingy when they come out. So especially with acrylic, I probably like the expensive acrylics, but the expensive oils I just find hopeless because they just destroy whatever they touch.
What do you mean? Because they're so pure?
They're so strong. I mean they're like they just sort of blast themselves onto the picture.
Right.
Whereas with the cheap ones, you can work them up, work them down. I find it a lot more. What's the word?
This is quite nice because it's this yellow, but it's see, it's very toned down.
Yeah.
So it's not going to jump out, but it does go with that one. And you've got little flecks of yellow that make it slightly more exciting. This little bit here, and this little bit of pink which stands out. Yeah, well, I'll just flick it down a bit. See, quite often it's tone that comes across rather than colour.
Yeah.
So if you've got red and a blue next to each other, a similar tone, they will kind of act as one, whereas if you put in a much lighter or darker, that will contrast with them. So even if it's a blue...
Same colour, different tone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's much better. I mean, I particularly like the sort of, I quite like that because it's very crude.
Mm.
You know, it's not like pedantic. I mean, this is still a bit pedantic here because it's like, ooh, must get it right. Whereas that looks as though you just bunged it down by mistake.
Mm.
So just tone this down a bit. Break it up. Just that little bit there, break it up. You've still got the eyebrow shape, but it's not so... Again, this needs to be broken up.
I'm glad I didn't start painting now. I think it's better for you to do this. I mean, I don't know how it would be completely different if I was going all over it, because you're sort of looking at it as a whole the whole time.
Yeah.
Which is what I do as well. So if I don't know what you're about to do, I don't know what I should do.
Right. Now, I'm just looking around for a different colour. Let's have a look at this green.
There's some back here. I've got some.
This green is quite nice. It's much more subdued. What are these colours of the squirty bits? What are they? What, I don't know. I've never seen them before.
Oh, they're the cheapest ones I could find online, and they're really good. They were, yeah. Sometimes I get and the ones that used to be bad, they were good, then they went bad, now they're good again. Are those ones you get at the works?
Yes.
They're back. I think they must have had loads of complaints because they're really good now.
You mean Crawford and Black?
That's it. Yeah, their density went right down. It was almost like painting in Ribena. And then then I bought some. I don't know why, and I noticed that they've improved it again. But I mean, that's like £2 for a tube of 200ml. I mean, it's so good.
What is?
Crawford and Black. I mean, here's one. There you go, £2.
Right. So what I like is variety, because overall I'm doing like little slashes of strokes, you know, little slashes, but here it's more like a little area of it rather than just a slash. So it's a little bit of a contrast. And here you've got lots of different colours, whereas on this side you've got a very strong blue element.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is there's variety. It's almost like I want to feel that someone's come along and just expressed all this energy in the painting. You know, they weren't so bothered about, let's say a self-portrait. Let's say it's a self-portrait, yeah? It looks a bit like me, I suppose. But what they really want to express is the energy that's pulsating through them. And that gets expressed with all the marks and the brushes. I still think this bit's a little bit... the ears are pretty grotty, but then no one really bothers about ears that much, do they? And the mouth is still too well defined at the moment. What's this colour? Red? Pink?
Yeah, it's not a very bold red, but it's again, I like it.
That's quite bold to me.
Oh, it is actually. Yeah, no, corrected.
It's not quite right here, but it's almost like a bit of a torrent of like rain pouring down or something, a torrent. You get different speeds when you look at it, because these marks are much quicker, whereas here it's slower, and your eye moves over it. Here it's slower. So you can control people's responses by how you do it. I mean, I did this 10-foot painting once, and Jasmine was at my place. She came in and she said, I know what each colour. She said, here you were feeling kind of a bit peaceful, and suddenly you got a bit agitated and you want to make it a bit more dynamic, a bit more exciting, put a bit more energy into it. And here you thought, well, I'll just let it sit back a bit and just feel a bit sad here.
Mm-hmm.
And they said, you're right, all these colours actually communicate something, and I don't think people realise that. They might take it in instinctively,
Yeah.
when they look at a painting.
It's quite amazing that she could decipher that accurately.
Yeah, well, she's very sensitive to things. Like, some people are very sensitive. I do. If I look at something, I feel what the colours are saying.
Yeah.
And some people have got no feeling for colours. I quite like that because it's sort of settling into the gloom and emerging out of it just very subtly. Rather than do the whole thing.
It's a bit like you started off making it extremely rigidly figurative so that you could do an abstract painting from that point on and still have a figurative painting at the end.
That's it. I mean, I ended up... I used to call my work pop abstract. No, what do I call it? Pop figurative abstract expressionism.
Oh, it's on. I'll just.
Yeah, sure. To feel
no,
free.
no. I'll. Hi, darling. I've got my friend Charles here.
Hello.
What's that? Yeah, I'm at home, darling. Yeah. How about you? Oh yeah. Good. You didn't sell the computer. Yeah. Chalad. Kun chalad mangma. I'm filming. Shall we speak later?
Okay.
All right.
Bye-bye.
All right. Bye bye. Love you.
What I don't want is it's quite bright white when you were talking. It was just bright white and it kind of stood out far too much. It's funny because even if you want to do bold strokes in some areas, you've still got to be very precise. Like around here, I mean, here it doesn't matter so much, but. See, I mean, that's no good at all, is it? I mean, it's just absolute crap. You can't put anything down. Obviously that needs to be modulated. Which is where the good thing about this brush, it's got so much paint, different colours on it.
Yeah, sort of like you've you destroy something.
You see
so
that
you
one
can...
there? That comes from the white. But here, it's nothing to do with. It's a very subdued colour.
And as the brush gets more and more paint in it, the more sort of subdued.
Well, no, because the paint you've put on, if you want it bright, you don't squeeze it so much. You just use the superficial aspect of it. What I'm saying is, if I squeeze white on here and I want white, I'll just go like that. It'll be white. But then if I want to subdue it, I'll push down a bit or turn the brush.
Yeah.
So it's not like you have to have subdued colours just because all this is on here, because it sits on the surface and you just scrape it off the surface.
Right.
This is a bit dodgy here. So I want to use up some of this stuff, so it's almost like scraping on a rag.
Well, feel free to use the black as a sort of place to scrape the brush off if you need to.
The black?
The black fabric.
Oh, no, I want to scrape it off on here because the thing is it's wasted otherwise. So, see, I can use all this I'm scraping it off, right? But I'm using it because I can fill in. I want to keep some of this bright blue. See, this is subtle change there. What I like is this. When I used to paint flat colours, I would sit there, and once I think I spent about an hour mixing up a colour for a square inch. And when I was doing it, there was numerous. I used to hold it up and look at it again and have another go. And what I realised is there was numerous fantastic, beautiful colours I was mixing up, but I couldn't use them. I could only use one, the finalised one I could use, and all the rest got lost. Whereas when I paint in this kind of style, I can use all the colours.
Yeah.
I can keep them all. So, you know, there's a subtle difference between that ochre and that ochre.
Yeah.
And, you know, this isn't the best example. This is an example of it. It's not the best example because I'm having sort of fun here, really, you know.
Do you remember what painting it was where you were mixing for an hour for a square inch? And what part of the painting it was of that painting?
Let me see. I think it was possibly a painting of the Arts Club with the people in the background and a snooker playing snooker. And this isn't the same as what you've just asked, but this painting of the Arts Club, at the front there was a bowl of tomatoes, or some tomatoes round red. The back of the painting was a picture, and it showed 4 of the club members playing snooker, and on the snooker table were these small red balls. So you've got the red balls there and the red balls here. But obviously I want these to come forward, not too much of a problem, but I want these to sit back. I don't want them to jump out of the painting. I want them to sit right in the back of the painting with these chaps and be in the same same level. Well, it's unbelievable. I mixed up what I thought should be the right colour, subdued, toned it round. You got red and toned it down.
Yeah.
Eventually, the red that looked red there was grey on the palette.
Wow.
It was grey.
There's something similar about grey squares on a chessboard.
Yes. So what we conclude from that, and which is a well-known thing anyway, is that context is everything.
Yeah. And relative to whatever.
I did have a bit of a colour course when I was at Art Foundation. This guy called Phil, can't remember his surname, he came along and he was shocked that no one was teaching us anything. So he did a colour course. And what you would do, this is an example, similar to what you're talking about actually. You get a white square, a 4-inch square, black square. You do a 1-inch middle grey, put it in the middle. Well, on the black square, it looks really bright.
Yeah.
On the white square, it looks very dull, very dark. And you can't believe it's the same colour, but you know it is because you just cut it out and painted it from the same tube. You know it's exactly the same thing, but the context makes all the difference. I don't think a lot of people don't realise that, you know.